It's a special homecoming edition of Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights. Tonight we're in Slinger, a Wisconsin Little 10 Conference matchup between the Slinger Owls and the Wisconsin Lutheran Vikings. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the WSSP Sports Radio 1250 pregame show. I'm John Weiser in for Mike McGivern tonight. Joining us, the two head football coaches for tonight's ball game, Kirk Denauer for Wisconsin Lutheran and Bill Jacklin for the Slinger Owls. And I'll turn first to Kirk here. You're off to a 5-0 start this season, state runner-up a year ago, so things have gone rather well for you here through the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, we've got some good players that returned from last year's team, and more than anything, we got a group of guys that really care about each other and care about our program and show it every day in practice and have so far in the first 5 games.
I feel it's got to be a bit of unfinished business being the runner-up from last year. Is that playing a little bit of part in the motivation for this season?
We just want to see how good we can become this year, and week 6, this game right here is going to be our next step in the way.
Well, Bill Jacklin here to my left from Slinger. This is your first year head football coach, but you've been involved with this program for a while.
Yeah, actually it's my second, but yeah, I've been involved in the program for 15 years.
Well, and the head man here, and you're off to a 3-2 start, 3-1 in the league, trying to chase down that one more win to get yourself playoff eligible.
Yeah, that's one of our goals. Make playoffs. Number one, we have a big test tonight. Wisconsin Lutheran's a really good football team, and I hope our kids are up to the challenge.
And you've embraced some of the past here. Hall of Famer Fred Spaeth on the staff.
Yeah, he's been a huge help. I mean, he has brought us to the next level, I feel. So hopefully it shows tonight.
Where do you see this game here tonight for your team?
I think it's going to be a pretty physical game. Both teams, they have two really big backs, on each side. So I definitely think it will be a physical running attack kind of game.
And Coach Denauer, how do you see this one coming down here tonight?
Like Bill said, it should be a physical game. It has been the last few years that we played Slinger, and we'll see who executes better.
Wisconsin Little 10 football, I'll let one of you answer it. I know it doesn't get a lot of publicity, but there's some good football in this league.
A lot of good players, and we feel every week we got to be at the top of our game.
Yeah, and I would totally agree. Every week is a challenge for us, so it's a quality conference. Well,
guys, good luck tonight, and thank you for having us out here for homecoming. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
That wraps up our Sports Radio 1250 WSSP pregame show. When we come back, Terry Kelly and I will give you the keys to the game right after this. Welcome back to Slinger High School, everyone, on a special homecoming edition of Thursday Night Lights. Man to my left here is really the brains behind all those great Marquette University High School football teams. Dick Basham could not be with us here tonight, but Terry Kelly, gracious enough, your longtime assistant with Dick Basham, going to join us here on the broadcast tonight. Welcome.
Well, glad to be here, John. It was my pleasure to work with Dick for 31 years. A lot of great athletes, a lot of tremendous coaches, so it's special. I'm sure when he gets back next week, I'll hear about this, no doubt.
What a beautiful night for football here in the Little 10 Conference out here in Slinger. Homecoming night, great atmosphere for a ball game here.
Oh, fantastic. When I arrived, their band was coming through town. 170-piece band led this way for the homecoming parade. Fantastic.
Let's talk about these two teams here tonight, Slinger and Wisconsin Lutheran. We'll start first with Slinger. They get DJ Sperling healthy, and boy, that's been a big improvement on their offense.
Well, the guy has battled injuries for 2 years. Finally is healthy, is a real rugged runner. Slinger's a program on the rise. They've been coming along. First-year coach, Bill Jacklin, done a magnificent job.
And, of course, the other key player tonight is Jason Erdman, the sophomore, going both ways, nose tackle and offensive line.
Well, they've got a couple of young linemen they're counting on tonight, both offensively and defensively, so it'll be a real test, see how they match up with Wisconsin Lutheran's, fantastic offense, and they're very, very tough defense.
Wisconsin Lutheran at 5-0, and when you talk offense with this team, Adia Bell comes to mind.
Tremendously tough runner. He does not go down easily, and when you consider the fact he's a two-way player, he's out there almost all the time, but yet he doesn't seem to slow down.
Talk about this Ken Reed, the offensive lineman, again, another player that goes both ways.
It'd be much like trying to block a refrigerator. The guy is square, but he moves unbelievably fast along the line. Their coaches say he's one of the fastest guys on the entire team.
These two teams got together last year, a 14-6 ball game. Might we see a tight game here tonight?
It could be. I mean, there are some keys that for Slinger to try to slow down Wisco, and obviously they need, Dick was talking about their special teams have to be just that, special. They got to try to get a score.
That leads us into the keys for the game, as you see for Slinger. Again, pretty much a field position game for them.
Right. They've got to make Wisconsin Lutheran drive the length of the field. That's what they have to do to kind of slow them down.
And with Reed and Bell?
They've got to hope somehow to handle those guys. And that's actually on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively.
And as you mentioned, special teams tonight going to play a part.
Unbelievably important for them.
For Wisconsin Lutheran, their keys to the game tonight.
Well, I think Wisconsin Lutheran has to make sure they put pressure on the quarterback. They've got to make sure they hound DJ Sperling. And what they've got to look to do, I think more than anything else, is take care of the ball. Their one close game this year that they had with Watertown, it was a case where a couple turnovers, a couple special teams mistakes cost them some points, and they don't want to do that tonight.
The Vikings have won 65 of their last 69 games in league competition here in the Wisconsin Little 10. They'll battle Slinger tonight in a special homecoming edition of our anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights. We'll have the kickoff for you right after this. Back with you live in Slinger tonight, a special homecoming edition of Thursday Night Lights, a Wisconsin Little 10 matchup between Wisconsin Lutheran and the homestanding Slinger Owls. Before we get things started, though, we'll turn it over to the Slinger High School Marching Band for tonight's rendition of our national anthem.
Okay.
Marching band with our national anthem tonight. Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you tonight in the Kettle Moraine. What a gorgeous night for football.
Beautiful evening. You've got the full moon out there, packed stands, their homecoming, everything you could ask for in a high school game.
Well, this Wisconsin Lutheran team, everything you can ask for in an outstanding football program, 5-0 on the season so far, and a runner-up Division III last year. So as we talked with the coaches before the ball game, maybe a little bit of motivation there on the part of Wisco to try and get back to that championship game.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, you look at their record over the years, how many times they've made it to the state championship game, won state championships, how far they've gone into the playoffs, any number of years. Great program. 58
degrees here as we get set to kick things off here tonight, and should be an exciting ball game. Full stands all the way around here tonight. The Slinger team 3-2 overall, 3-1 in the league, and looking for that fourth win to get playoff eligible. Their motivation here tonight.
The magical fourth victory that they need to get ahead, and I know their coach Bill Jakelin is really kind of excited about that opportunity. He's seen that the program really have some good success. They were on the door last year at 4-5, and now they'd like to take that next step.
very important for DJ Sperling to get off to a good start here tonight. He's their outstanding running back. He's been nicked up the last couple years, but he's persevered. Maybe he might be the person you might want to bring up in that locker room before a game like tonight and say, here's the guy that's been your heart and soul, and he's given everything into this program and is finally healthy.
He's a very physical player. He's been dominant on offense this year. He really runs the ball hard. They've got a couple big linemen clearing the way for him, and so he's one of their keys to victory tonight.
Yeah, one of those, Jason Erdman, a sophomore, started every game last season at defensive tackle. He'll play both ways on that defensive line as well as that left guard position, where they'll try and run behind him a little bit tonight.
Actually, both of these teams have some two-way players. In this day and age of platooning, it's kind of interesting to get that throwback player, but both of these teams have some outstanding athletes going both ways.
Let's take a look at the starting offense while we've got a moment here. That's the Wisconsin Lutheran offense up front, and we'll get that out of the way. Caleb Tesh, the junior, 6'6", 240, but the key player there is Ken Reed.
Ken Reed on both offense and defense is one of their outstanding players, and that's one of the things Slinger is going to have to do. They have to neutralize him actually on both sides of the ball.
There you see the running back, Adia Bell, that split back veer formation that we're going to see quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, that combination of Townsend, Bell, as well as the quarterback, Zach Evans, they want to make their living on the ground. They can throw, but they want to go on the ground first.
And Bell, a senior, 6 foot, 200 pounds, a 2-year starter. He's rushed for 472 yards, averaging nearly 7 yards a carry.
He does not go down easily. When he hits you, as you're that defensive guy coming up, you've got to be careful not to try to take him on too high. He'll just shake you off, head down the field.
Well, we're just about set to kick this one off tonight, a homecoming edition of our Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield of our Thursday Night Lights. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by UW-Washington County, the best start for the life you want. Wisconsin Lutheran in the white tonight. And the Slinger Owls in the all-red uniforms this evening. And it will be the Vikings to get the football to start things off as Chantrell Garner and Adia Bell stand deep for Wisco.
You've got to be careful. You don't want to let Bell get loose right away. He can take it to the house quick. He had a key play against Oconomowoc where he took an interception the length of the field and kind of turned that game around.
Very little, if any, breeze here tonight. It couldn't be any better. As we said, 58 degrees, low humidity, just a gorgeous evening here in the southern part of the Kettle Moraine in this Wisconsin Little 10 matchup between Slinger and Wisconsin Lutheran. Jacob Mason will put a foot into this one, a low line drive. It will bounce around and will be picked up by Chantrell Garner. Garner out across his 20, far side, gets it across the 25 near his own 30-yard line. About a 12-yard return for Chantrell Garner.
Whether that was a planned squiver kick to try to neutralize Bell or not remains to be seen, but Wisconsin Lutheran comes out of it with decent field position.
They will officially spot it at the 30 as Zach Evans, 2-year starter, 6 foot, 195. Watching him warm up before the ball game tonight, he throws a very good football when they need to go to the air. And they'll go to Bell right away, working the right side, and Slinger was ready. Just a minimal gain of a couple that time by Adia Bell, the fine running back. Here we go with the defense for you here tonight for the Slinger Owls. Again, up front, Jason Erdman, the key there at defensive tackle, started as a freshman. You got Newberry, Maternowski, and Fassbender in there. The linebacker, nice one there, and Maternowski. Sperling also going both ways, and Spayberry and Belke, the keys back there in the secondary. And Zach Evans slipping as he was making his move forward, put the knee on the turf. He'll lose a yard back to the 31-yard line. Key down here, Slinger needs to keep the Vikings in that 3rd and long situation.
Wisconsin Lutheran's offense is based on precision. When you watch their practice this past week, how key it is that Zach gets the good read and then knows whether he's going to pull it out, continue on with his option. Now we've got that shotgun going.
3rd and 9. They'll line up 2 receivers 2 by 2 here, and they'll bring Bell in motion to the near side. Evans, penalty marker down, gets it out through the hands of the intended receiver here on the near side. It was Bell going incomplete. Sperling on the coverage out there, but we'll check out the penalty. It's against Wisconsin Lutheran.
That's probably a case where Bell turned up a step too soon. He's actually one of their leading receivers, averaging almost 20 yards a catch. So not only is he dangerous on the ground, he's going to catch that ball as well.
He'll tell you he should have came down with that catch as well. Went right through his hands. So with the penalty and the incompletion, they will decline the penalty, bring up 4th down, 4th and 9 from the 31-yard line, and Wisco will punt it away. This will be interesting tonight, the place kicking and punting. Looks like it's going to be Timothy Gettle that's going to do the punting here. Jansen Van Grinsven, who normally does the kicking, not able to go tonight, so new punter in there, and he gets off a beauty. Derek Merkus on the return out across his own 40 to the 42-yard line.
Nice tackle.
Jerry Duckworth, nice open field tackle, brought him down at the 42. So we'll get our first look at the Slinger Owls on offense, led by Derek Merkus, the senior quarterback, a 3-sport player, basketball, baseball, and football for the Owls. He will lead them out. He's thrown for a touchdown, and he's also thrown 1 interception this season. Offset eye in the backfield, Sperling the tailback. And he'll get the call here going up the right side, cuts it back up the middle, a yard or 2, and that's it. Right into the teeth of that Wisconsin Lutheran defensive front. Able to drive him back for just a couple of games. Eric Marshall, the inside linebacker there on the stop.
And you saw Ken Reed slide in to help on the tackle as well. That's a stout defense that they're setting up. And Slinger is going to try to pound it with Sperling, and we'll have to see, how do they match up as the game goes on.
We'll see a lot of the power I formation out of this Owl team. And they'll give it to the fullback, finds some room, Garbers out across midfield, still moving the pile, may have gotten the first down. That was all Michael Garbers, the senior, 6 foot 210, as Chantrell Garner and Reed Getty able to get in there for the stop, a gain of about 9 on the play.
It's key for Slinger's success this evening that they can drive the ball. They have to be able to keep the ball out of the hands of Wisco. And it seems like they're coming out with a bit of a fire in their belly right now, so we'll hope they can maintain that to make this a really good, exciting game.
Garbers and Sperling, the running backs. Merkus will give to Sperling. Sperling, second effort, may have gotten the first down. Stepped into the hole that time and was wrapped up. Eric Marshall got a piece of him, close enough that the officials will take a look here. While they take the measurement, let's give you these Owl offense one more time here, starting with the offensive front. Again, a good one there in Erdman. Also, Bielib and Wiederman. Wiederman getting the start at right tackle tonight for the injured Alec Hafman.
Yeah, Hafman is according to Coach, they really miss him on the offense, but they feel that Wiederman is a very fine substitute, and you've actually got Erdman, another sophomore, playing full-time.
They drag the chains out. They'll stretch it. Got a credit card out there, guys? He's that short.
Well, here
becomes the coach not happy. There you get a good look at Fred Spaeth, who's on the sideline there in the blue coat, running off in the distance there, helping out this season. There's a good look at the Hall of Fame football coach, Fred Spaeth.
We'll have to see what Coach Jacklin thinks Fred Spaeth might have done in this situation. That could be an interesting call.
4th and inches, and they will go for it. Power I formation. Wiedmeyer, Garbers, and Sperling in the backfield. Single wing to the left side. And Merkus will keep it and gets the first down. Just charging ahead, following Aaron Mush, his center, for the first down.
Got a real nice push initially off that ball. Oops, little seam opened up. Quarterback Merkus was able to take advantage.
It's a First Bank Financial Center first down. We thank First Bank Financial Center for being our first down sponsor this season. First Bank Financial Center. Discover the community bank difference. 1st and 10, Owls at the Wisco 46-yard line. Opening drive here for the Owls. They forced a 3 and out on Wisco. Sperling trying that left side, nothing there. Good read by the defense, good surge by that defensive front to fight their way through. I think it was Reed Getty again who got in there defensively.
They've also added a new defensive linemen in there for Wisconsin Lutheran. Suddenly you see Quentin Reed, only a freshman, 5'10", 280. Once again, that's going to plug it up. You put the two Reed boys, not related, but there they are, side by side. They can create some problems for you.
There you saw the starting defense. Again, our starting lineups tonight brought to you by UW-Washington County, the best start for the life you want. They'll give it again to Sperling, read well. They caught him on a run blitz that time. Ken Reed leading the charge, the defensive tackle unblocked, followed by the linebacking core, and he got in there immediately in the backfield for a loss.
People might not know this. Ken Reed's also an outstanding wrestler, and you can kind of understand how quick and agile he is for his size.
He had Marshall right behind him, going to follow him through on the blitz, and Reed clean that time. All-state defensive end, was the conference MVP a year ago. He is a semifinalist for the Tim Crunry Award this season by the Wisconsin Sports Network, going to the outstanding defensive lineman. So 3rd and 16, play action, Merkus rolling right. Now pump fakes, he'll cut it upfield across midfield, out of bounds near the 46-yard line. Ran out by Eric Marshall that time, the linebacker for Wisconsin Lutheran, short of the first down.
It was important they had that pressure because Fassbender, 89, the tight end, was getting, free deep, but there was so much pressure, quarterback Merkus couldn't get his feet under him.
Merkus will stay in to do the punting. Let's see here. No, that's not Merkus. I believe that's Garbers that will do the punting here. We have Zach Evans and Bell standing deep. This will be an end-over-end punt. Evans will pick it up on the run across the 25, out to the 27-yard line. About an 8-yard pickup on the return. Aaron Mush there on the stop, and that's where Wisco will get it, 1st and 10 at their 27-yard line. Again, a reminder, the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights is available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com and click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You'll find our schedule, complete game videos and photos. You can even post your own photos and join the Thursday Night Light conversation on Facebook or Twitter. That's my24milwaukee.com. Second possession of the game here for the Wisco, and it goes to Bell on the first carry out across his own 30. Check that. That was Townsend on the carry, his first carry tonight, out to the 33-yard line, brought down by Jackson Belkey. So Townsend, his first carry, a good one as we take another look. Step right through the hole there. Pickup of about 5 sets up 2nd and 5 as we're approaching the midway point of our first quarter. Now again, trying to fight his way forward. May have gotten enough for the first down. Jason Erdman along with Eric Maternowski there to make the stop for the Owls, but a gain of 6 and a first down for Bell.
As you watch Evans as he rides that ball in, his eyes are directly on his read, whether it's that tackle or it's the end, and they're going to decide how they're going to attack it. Are they going to run the inside dive portion, or are they going to run the outside veer? And Kurt Denoyer does a fantastic job of calling plays. He sets them up.
Bell and Townsend the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. And they'll go to Bell, working the right side, just pushing that pile forward. Another 5-yard pickup on the run. Bell with the carry. Fassbender there making the stop for the Owls.
You can see Reed and Matt Zeitler, names familiar. His brother was a player for the Badgers, now playing with the Cincinnati Bengals, and he's continuing that fine tradition of great offensive linemen at Wisconsin Lutheran.
2nd and 5 coming up here for the Vikings. Ball at their own 43-yard line. Evans will keep it around the right side. Evans with some running room, diving for that first down stick. Got across the 47. May have gotten the 48. We'll check it out.
Yeah, that little wrinkle that they do with their tight end. They have him step back into the backfield. He shuffles across. You get another blocker. They're able to then have the lead back go through the hole, and the quarterback can turn up under him.
First down for Evans. And again, we want to remind you this season Wendy's will be giving away a free Frosty to students who show their student ID when purchasing a combo meal at any of our participating Wendy's locations. 1st and 10 from midfield for Wisconsin Lutheran. They'll run the option, pitching it out to Townsend, trying to get the near side. Well read by the Owls. Minimal gain, maybe a yard. It was DJ Sperling in there. got the initial shot on Townsend, who strung that play out.
That counter option, you can see they gave it the look the other way and then came back, but the combination of Sperling and Sprayberry, number 13, really read it well, flowed with the play, and they were in position to stop that.
Nice job by Sperling to seal his end. Only a 2-yard gain, 2nd down, 8 upcoming for Wisconsin Lutheran. Again, ranked number 2 this week in the Wisconsin Football Coaches Association Division III poll at 5-0 on the year. Evans now will run the option again, pitching to Townsend. Townsend around the right side with some room. First down inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 10 on the play. James Bowden there to make the stop for the Owls, but another Wisco first down.
Depending on the given year, sometimes Wisconsin Lutheran doesn't get to that third part of the option that often with the pitch. They'd rather run it inside. Evans watches and he sees those 2 defenders come up and commit. Ball, the bang, it's out there right away.
Nice job by Bell on Belke that time, the strong safety, able to clear him out and give Townsend the hole. From the Owl 39, first bank first down for the Wisconsin Lutheran Vikings. Bell gets the call right side, and he's brought down for just a minimal gain, maybe 2 on the play. So he was wrestled down sharply that time.
When you're trying to defend that option, you really have to be patient on defense. You've got to move with each part of the option. And as a defender, you can't go and try to do somebody else's job. Otherwise, you're going to create that seam, and they'll be through it before you know it.
Jason Erdman, that fine 6'5" sophomore at nose tackle, in on that last stop for the Owls. Officially a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. From the 37, again they'll run the option. Zach Evans, the quarterback, around the right side with some running room to the boundary marker inside the 30, near the first down stick. Chased out of there by Alec Matronowski that time, out of that secondary.
I think sometimes teams, they're going to overcompensate for Bell and Townsend, and all of a sudden you forget your quarterback, and he can be upfield fast. He was learning the offense last year. A lot of young guys, and you can see how he's matured.
Picks up the first down. Another first bank first down for Wisco here on this drive. Consuming time and getting it deep into Owl territory. From the 27 of Slinger. And Townsend stacked up at the line, no gain. Nice read up front. Jason Erdman and Joe Allen both there to make the stop for the Owls. Barely a yard pickup that time by Townsend.
Yeah, it's critical, obviously, that Slinger gets a stop. They've got, as you pointed out, John, Wisco is controlling the time. They're not getting a score yet, but if you don't have the ball, Slinger's not going to get a chance either. So somehow they've got to turn it around.
These are the downs and distances the Owls need tonight. 2nd and long, 3rd and long to have a chance here. Keep themselves in this football game. 2nd and 9. Evans again trying to get around the right side. Inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Going to be short of the first down. But again, that little counter option that playing time to the right side. Derek Merkus that time stepping up, the free safety for the Owls to make the tackle.
Once again, that tight end shuffles across. That's Anthony Carver. He's a 6'2", 200-pound sophomore. That gives you that extra blocker at the point of attack. And Evans is trailing him right through that hole.
Gain of 8 sets up 3rd and 1 for Wisconsin Lutheran at this 18-yard line here of Slinger. They'll give it to Bell, and he's wrapped up immediately at the line of scrimmage. Michael Garber's right there, able to bring him down.
Yeah, they shot through that gap, and before you knew it, Garber's the linebacker splattered that play. Now it'll be interesting to see what Wisco will go with here on a 4th and short.
Stepped right into the hole that time. So 4th and about a yard here for the Vikings. They will go for it here again without their fine place kicker, Jansen Van Grinsven. He is out with injury, so they'll go for it. Evans slips out of a tackle and gets the first down to the 15 of the Owls. Broke that first tackle, and then it was finally Maternowski who brought him down, but not before. He picks up the first down, converting on 4th down to keep possession.
It'll be interesting to see on the replay if we see that, whether or not he missed the handoff. It seemed like there was a momentary lapse there as they were trying to do it, and this is based on precision. When they practice, every step is accounted for.
Homecoming crowd here tonight in Slinger. 1st and 10, and movement. Right guard pulling out that time. That might have been Reed. Pulled off that time a little. So while they step this one off, we want to remind you, don't miss all of the high-flying, bone-crushing action of Ring of Honor Wrestling, Saturdays at 9, followed by the Pro Wrestling Report at 10, right here on My 24.
And when we talked about keys to the game, we talked about Slinger making him go the length of the field, and that's what you hope. If they have to run 18, 19 plays, somewhere along the line they're going to make a mistake, they're going to have a penalty or a fumble, something that keeps you in the game.
Under a minute to go, first quarter, 1st and 15, following the illegal procedure call. And Evans will pitch it back. Townsend trying to get the edge over the right side, inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, tough running by Townsend. He was, he dragged the defender with him, and you can see how long Evans waited to make that pitch.
Colton Waltendorf brought him down, and that might be our final play here of this first quarter. So a gain of 13 on that play by Townsend. Looks like the Vikings will sit in the huddle and take us into our second quarter. Thursday Night Lights special edition, or homecoming edition tonight from Slinger. Our Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights presented by Wendy's on My 24. Second quarter set to get underway. A 2nd down and 2 from the 6-yard line for the Wisconsin Lutheran Vikings. A long drive here, just their second possession of the game, holding the Owls to just one possession in that first quarter.
You don't want to put the proverbial curse, but this game is so different from the past couple we've done in that the flow hasn't been interrupted continually.
From the 6-yard line, 2nd down, 2 upcoming as Evans will line it up under center. Townsend and Bell the backfield. Again, they'll go option, the pitch to Bell, working the left side. Bell gets to the outside, touchdown Wisconsin Lutheran.
Got a couple outstanding blocks out there in the corner. Looks like Ryan Trico, the flanker, got into his man. Bell dips her in a little bit and bam, out to the corner of the end zone.
So Wisconsin Lutheran capitalizes on the long drive, a 6-yard touchdown run by Bell off the option. And the extra point upcoming. Grant Matrick will come in to do the punting, or the extra point I should say. And it is up and good. 7-0 Wisconsin Lutheran, and we want to introduce our third member of our crew here tonight, pinch hitting for big-time Mike McGivern. It is Will Fuentes.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Sharon Mitchell, district manager of Wendy's. She is down here with some friends, as you can see, the Wendy's Frosty and the fries. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some community involvement?
You know, Wendy's love participating in high school sports, love to see young men playing hard on the field.
Cool. Hey, so can you tell us a little bit about some foods you got going on?
Oh, we got a bacon portobello milk at Wendy's right now, dripping with hot cheese. And it's really delicious. You got to come and eat one.
Okay, yeah, it sounds delicious. Can you tell us a little bit about those free Frosties you guys got going on?
Yes, we have the students come in with their school ID, order a combo, and get a small Frosty free of charge.
Okay, well, thank you. Have a good day.
Sharon, thank you very much. Will, nice job. Will Fuentes pinch hitting for Mike McGivern tonight. Glad to have him aboard with us on our homecoming edition of Thursday Night Lights. 7-0 Wisconsin Lutheran. Faithful here in Slinger trying to get charged up here. They will take the kickoff. Wiedmeyer and Sperling deep. It's going to be a short kick, though. However, picked up by one of the short men here for Owen Wozniak that time, able to pick it up short, but Bell delivered the blow. Dia Bell working special teams tonight. He's working all over the field tonight.
You know, you can see why Bell is such a tough all-around player. He doesn't back off from anything, and he came up, he put a real hit on 44, and you can see that young man's not getting up as quickly. I think he got his wind knocked out of him.
That's textbook tackle right there. Just drive the shoulder through the man on Wozniak that time, the junior, on the kickoff return. Being tended to near the 32-yard line. That is where the Owls will get it to start things on this drive. But a long drive, again, the hallmark of this Wisconsin Lutheran team through the years has been grinding it out on the ground. And as you said, can't score if you don't have the football, and that's how they end up winning the majority of their games, just running that clock down, grinding out the 12, 15-play drives.
In 14 games last year, they rushed for over 4,000 yards, and that's almost at a 300-yard clip per game. So, once again, that's the key to making their offense go.
Well, Jacqueline, the head football coach there in the visor. Marcus, the quarterback, kind of hiding him there, but in his second season as head coach out here at Slinger, and said they come in with a conference record of 3-1. Big ball game for them to stay in the conference hunt. And as he pointed out in our pregame interview, really the big question, getting that fourth win. They've got 3 tries to get that fourth win here in the next 3 weeks.
You know, I think one of the benefits of having a team like Wisconsin Lutheran in the conference, their strength, their ability has brought everybody else up as well. And teams like Slinger, Oconomowoc, Watertown are coming into their own.
Wozniak back under his own power, walking back to the sideline. That's good to see.
Yeah, I think Bell caught him, right in the stomach and perhaps just totally knocked the wind out of him.
Well, this is the Owls' second possession coming here in this second quarter. A nice little drive that stalled out at midfield, and now they'll go with that power I formation. Merkus will fake. Now on the scramble left side, Merkus gets across the 30, 35, angles to the 40. Caught from behind and out of bounds just across his own 45-yard line. Justin Wilson finally got a hold of him. Gain of about 13 and a first down on the legs of Derek Merkus, the quarterback.
And once again, I don't know if he missed the handoff. There seemed to be a little misstep in the backfield, but you saw his good speed. Merkus head out there, and correspondingly you saw how Wisconsin Lutheran's defender, number 24, Justin Wilson, is able to hustle over and make that tackle.
Gain of 13 and a first down out to the 45-yard line. Another first down here for the Owls. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Power I in the backfield. They'll give it to the fullback. This is Garbers. Garbers again moving that pile forward. Pick up 5 hard-earned yards. Once again, Wilson on the stop for the Vikings.
See that they ran a little trap play that time, and you get Sperling going the opposite direction, pulls their attention away, and before you know it, they hand it off underneath and try to get that seam.
Just across midfield at the Viking 49-yard line. 2nd down, we'll call it 5 here for the Owls. Up long 4. Again, that power I, 3-man backfield. Merkus wants to throw. First time tonight. Lofts it downfield. Man out there. It's caught. A one-handed catch at the 20-yard line. Sean Fassbender, using his basketball ability over Alex McDade, makes the one-handed grab down at the 20-yard line. First down, Owls.
That 6'3" height advantage really played well for him this time. You also saw Merkus throw a very nice ball, but boy, that one-handed catch. Suddenly now the quarterback says, yeah, I've got that completion. Once again, his wide receiver, Fassbender, made that happen.
26-yard pickup and a first down for the Owls at the 19. Sperling with the call. Sperling left side, taking bodies with him inside the 15 down to the 14. Garner and Gata able to make the stop for the Vikings.
Yeah, this is a critical response by Slinger. The Owls have been moving the ball. They want to give their defense a rest. They were on the field almost the whole first quarter. And now as Slinger gets that feel, they're going to say, hey, remember last year's game, how close that was? We can do that. We can win this one.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Again, they'll give it to Garbers, the fullback. Spins his way inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Adia Bell coming out of that linebacker spot to bring him down, but it'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and goal, Owls at the Viking 9-yard line.
Once again, you had that short little trap go in there. They couldn't read the freshman, came rushing up the field. The next thing you knew, he had the guard into his hip. The back ran right behind that block.
They'll bring Borkland in, replacing Maternowski in that backfield for the Owls. 1st and goal, Slinger at the 9-yard line. Early second quarter, trailing 7-0, trying to answer the Wisco touchdown. And Merkus wants to throw. Now under pressure, back of the end zone, leaping grab, touchdown, Slinger. Again, Fassbender able to make the catch in traffic right in front of Chantrell Garner. And Fassbender with 2 receptions on this drive, the second one for 6.
I would imagine Fassbender's basketball coach loves seeing how he blocked that guy out with his hips. Merkus throws that ball, concentrates, pulls it in, touchdown.
Nice ball thrown by Merkus to lead him to that boundary as the try for the extra point is blocked, no good. Looked like Eric Marshall got his mitts on that one to knock it down, so it's 7-6. Wisconsin Lutheran here early in this second quarter. So Owls respond. They get a nice run on 1st down, pickup of 12, and then the big 26-yard pass to Fassbender to set them up in the red zone.
Yeah, the fact that they were able to drive the field. The only really tight game that Wisconsin Lutheran had was with Watertown, and part of that was due to the miscues that that Wisco had, giving them Watertown the possession. But now you can see Slinger's got that confidence level built up. Unfortunately, their special team wasn't so special there. Got that extra point blocked. But once again, I think it's going to be more than one score.
Garner and Bell will stand deep to receive the kick. Jacob Mason will tee it up at his own 40-yard line. So a nice drive, 68 yards, capped off by the touchdown grab by Fassbender, his second reception on that drive. Bell standing near side, Garner far side, awaiting the kick. Again, they'll squib it around on the ground. It's picked up by one of the short men, Rob Luckett. Luckett on his feet across the 35, may have coughed up the football. Let's see. Luckett is down. Joe Allen, I believe, got in there on the stop. And looks like it will be Owl football here on the fumble.
Well, there's that special teams we talked about, making something happen positive.
Let's see here. That ball comes out. He was down. He was down. So it will be Wisconsin Lutheran ball at their own 38-yard line. Nice job in the truck, guys, getting that replay queued up. And they'll give it to Bell. Breaking tackles. Bell out to the 45-yard line. Gain of about 7. Derek Merkus, the strong safety, able to make the stop for the Owls.
Left a little trail of Owl defenders lying on the ground as he moved upfield. He is so strong, so powerful, that you have to get a couple guys to the ball, stop him from getting the yardage.
2nd and 3. Ball just across their own 45-yard line. Evans will run the option. He'll pitch it back to Bell. Bell nowhere to go. And outside, good job, good read by that Owl defense to string that play out. It was John Sprayberry and DJ Sperling who finally got him out of bounds, but just enough for the first down right at the midfield stripe.
And he made a little move upfield and then took it back to the outside. You can see once again as you watch Adaya Bell move and see Sperling match, it's kind of seeing the two best players from each team go head to head.
Treichel split out to the far side. It's Wirtz to the near side. Backfield of Townsend and Bell. This is Townsend, finds a seam over the right side across midfield into the Owl territory at the Slinger 45-yard line where he is dropped there. Maternowski and Sperling once again on the stop for Slinger.
Yeah, that combination of Bell and Townsend, I mean, this is a great duo. And once again, as we said a little earlier, all of a sudden you try to count on them too much to carry the ball. Zach Evans turns it upfield.
From the Owl 46, second down and 6. Bell, straight handoff left side, gets the edge, gets it down to the 40, close to a first down. He's going to be about a yard shy, pickup of about 4 on the play. Belke brought him to the turf.
You notice that tight end moved further outside this time, and they shuffled him inside to get the block to pin the defender in. That's one of the things Kirk Denoyer does so well. During the course of the game, he makes little adjustments. They work that little variation of a play. Gives the defense a totally different look.
3rd and 2. Short of the 41 is Slinger. They need the 40-yard line for the first down. Showing blitz. Here they come, and give it to Bell. Bell right at that first down marker at the 40. Garbers got him down.
This will be close. And it'll be interesting to see Wisconsin Lutheran, if they're short, will they have enough confidence in their offense to go for it on the 40? Will they try to pin Slinger back inside their own 10?
Not even going to measure. They're going to say it's 4th down. They've got to get it just across the 40-yard line. So 4th and inches once again. They were able to convert on their touchdown drive earlier on a 4th down play, almost from similar position.
Critical play for the Owl defense here.
4th and inches as Evans gets them set. Tight splits across the line. Evans will goose the center and pick up the first down. A little quarterback sneak that time, right behind Eric Marshall as center.
Sometimes people don't realize that Zach Evans, he's 6 feet, 195 pounds. This is not a small young man. He's got a 3.7 GPA. He's a bright fella, 2-year starter, completing 60% of his passes. But once again, they make their living running the ball.
Again, we remind you that Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights is available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You'll find our schedule, complete game videos, and photos. You can even post your own photos and join the Thursday Night Light conversation on Facebook or Twitter. Evans wants to throw a man out there, and it's incomplete, looking for Treichel, who got behind the defense, just slightly overthrown, but boy, Evans throws a very good football.
There's one of those variations we were talking about. That time the tight end who had stepped back into a slot went across the formation, turned upfield, and ran the drag pattern while they tried to hit the pass deep. So once again, that little chess game that's going on here.
Well, they can lull you to sleep running that ball, just pounding option and taking their turns with Townsend and Bell and trying to soften up that 3rd level. 2nd and 10 from the 39 of the Owls. Evans wants to run option. He's going to go down.
That was an excellent play.
Aaron Maternowski made that nice play there to read the quarterback and did his job. That was his read all the way.
Maternowski's only a freshman. He's 6'2", 220 pounds, so he's physically ready to play, and apparently he's showing that in terms of being skilled at reading the option, he can handle that part of it too.
In this season, penalty flags are being brought to you by Cohen & Smith, your criminal defense team. People in the know to call Cohen & Smith. Loss of 2, 3rd and 12. Evans looking to throw. Dumps it over the middle. It's high and incomplete.
And that's your quarterback coming up there, making the hit on that. A lot of teams, I think, might be hesitant to play their quarterback on defense, but Derek Merkus comes up and really hits that guy square in the middle of the back.
Carver, the sophomore, the intended target that time, and he took a shot trying to climb the ladder for that one. So really the incomplete pass and then the loss on 2nd down stalls this drive out as Wisco will punt it away. Short end over end kick. Merkus will get away from it. It'll bounce inside the 10, takes a friendly Wisconsin Lutheran roll down at the 3. That's where the Owls will take the football when we come back from break. It's a special homecoming edition of Thursday Night Lights, our Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights in Slinger tonight. Commercial. Now that's better. Squad here for Slinger on homecoming night. Frosty and the Owl a workout back there. Well, they're going to start. Slinger will start this drive on their own 3-yard line, thanks to that nice punt down inside the 5. So Slinger backed up in the shadow of their own goal line here to start this drive.
Yeah, Derek Merkus, as he ran off the field, was kind of chastising himself for not having fielded that ball. He turned a mediocre punt into a very good punt for the Vikings.
So 1st and 10 from the 3. And Sperling trying the inside, now bouncing it out the outside. Tried the left, then just cleared the line to the right. Briscoe saying there was a fumble on the play. And it is Wisconsin Lutheran ball, and a late penalty marker thrown as well.
Well, you could see the lateral movement of Wisconsin Lutheran. You always want to judge your defense, how many of those players are lying on the ground. And you don't see Wisconsin Lutheran players on the ground. They just moved with the ball, stayed in front, and now they've come up with it in an excellent position.
The official meant to throw the beanbag there to signal the fumble. I thought I saw a yellow flag out there, but a turnover by the Owls. 1st and goal. And into the end zone for the touchdown. As Wisco.
Yeah, London Townsend took that handoff, and he was through there.
Well, they take advantage of the turnover and increase their lead to 13-6. Again, the players coming off were all signaling that they thought Sperling's knee was down on that last play, but we'll take a look at Townsend's touchdown. Simple play over left tackle, left guard. Try for the extra point is up, and it is good.
Well, Grant Merrick has certainly stepped in and handled the kicking chores well for Wisconsin Lutheran. That's a real bonus for them. And now Slinger, once again, can they respond?
Well, let's head back downstairs. 3rd member of our crew, Will Fuentes, tonight.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Phil O'Reilly, the principal of Slinger High School. How you doing?
Doing great. What a great environment, great night, and appreciate you guys coming out and taking this game for us.
Yeah, thank you for hosting this special edition of Thursday Night Lights. So how's your week?
It was a fantastic week. I mean, I came into school 5:30 on Monday morning. You know, big banners, everything's decorated. It's a great community here. Our community is so invested in our school, and our school is so invested in our community. And the school spirit that our community and school have is just outstanding.
That's great. That's great to hear. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. 14-6. Wisco taking advantage of the Owl fumble, capitalizing immediately on the Townsend touchdown. Up man for Slinger, races across the 35 out to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Jacob Borkland picked up that ball. It seems like both teams, in terms of their kickoffs, the strategy is to hit that dribbler, not get it all the way to the deep man.
And you got deep man standing back there, and DJ Sperling, who can break one anytime. And then for Wisco, you got both Bell and Garner speed burners on that kickoff return. Probably a smart play. 1st and 10 Owls out at the 37-yard line. See if they can regroup here. Sperling and Garbers in the backfield. Come right back with Garbers over right tackle to fullback. It's a couple.
Tried to run a little counter play, and once again, the big freshman, he kind of shot himself upfield there. And that time, they weren't able to kind of turn him quite as much. And so they get the stop after only a 1.5 yard gain.
Caleb Kuski on the stop, sophomore, 5'10", 160. Able to step up in the hole that time. 2nd and 8 here for the Owls. Lucas wants to throw. Lob it out there, looking for Fassbender, and it's incomplete. Penalty marker down, and that's, again, trying to take advantage of the height out there. And Sean Fassbender, Chantrell Garner drew single coverage and had some problems out there.
You can see the defender getting his hands on his back, and maybe unlike the Packer game, this was probably a true interference penalty.
I wonder when you were going to start to work that one in here tonight. But in high school, they'll march it off from the line of scrimmage. Our Cone and Smith penalty flag is for interference, 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and an automatic first down here for the Owls, as you can see right there. Yep, climbed right over the back of Fassbender that time.
Now, once again, this is key. If Slinger can come and respond right away, then they're continuing to make this a tough ball game.
From Wisco's 46-yard line, 1st and 10, single back, Sperling. He'll get the pitch coming around right at you. Trying to get the edge, now cuts it back at the hash mark across the 45. Still on his feet, breaking tackles and out of bounds near the 38-yard line, and will tack 15 more on for the rough. Eric Marshall got him out of bounds. That might have been Garner again with the late hit through the boundary marker.
Little frustration there, John. I think, they thought they had him stopped, and Sperling wasn't going to say, I'm done with this play. If you notice, when they line up, you've got a bunch formation here to the left. They get them outnumbered to the outside.
Just that shot right there by Garner, well after he got across the white of the sideline.
Yeah, Sperling hit, spin, and just keeps those legs pumping.
Good to have him back. Over 800 yards rushing this season for the Owls, and looks like he's going to walk on in Madison next season. Merkus, he'll take it himself. Merkus met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. I'm not sure if that was a broken play, Coach, or not.
Yeah, once again, there's a couple times that look like they've missed connections. And the other thing that, you saw in that play to Wisconsin Lutheran, flowing down the line again. They don't get out of position.
Eric Marshall on the stop as you get a look at Kirk DeNoyer, the head coach for Wisconsin Lutheran. State runner-up in Division III a year ago, off to a 5-0 start this year.
You look up at the clock again, and here it is, 3:42. This first half is flowing by. Both teams, most of the plays are on the ground, occasional pass, but the time flies, and you've got to watch it, that you're making sure you get your turn with the ball, and Slinger has been doing that.
While they get the chains untangled on that far sideline, CW18 is TV to talk about every weeknight at 5 and 5:30. Catch all the laughs with classic episodes of 2.5 Men at a new time. And then don't miss Family Feud with hilarious host Steve Harvey. That's at 6 and 6:30. Our survey says laugh 5 nights a week on Milwaukee's CW18. 2nd and 12, Sperling with the call, trying to go up the middle, and a stout Viking defense able to hold him back. Adia Bell leading the charge back the other way for the defense.
They have a little variation of what used to be known as the wishbone. You call it a power I, or some schools call it a Y bone. That fullback, instead of being directly behind the quarterback, is now set as the deepest back. And that way you've got a lead blocker on either side to give it to Sperling.
This time they'll put Gerbers out on a wing to the right. Sperling the single setback. Merkus, straight drop, now scrambles out of the pocket. Merkus looking for throw it away, but finds a receiver on that sideline. Dancing the tightrope once again is Fassbender. Well, he's been the go-to guy tonight. Sean Fassbender, 6'3", 206-pound senior, coming into the game with 6 receptions. He's got 3 already tonight.
You've got to make sure you're accounting for Fassbender, because, he has the ability to catch that ball. You saw how he maneuvered himself on the sidelines there. Excellent feet as well as hands.
Another first down for Slinger here with 2:53 to go in this first half, trailing 14-6, but knocking on the door in the red zone. Sperling trying to get the edge here on the left side, breaks a tackle inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. Well, man had him there. Justin Wilson, the defensive end on that near side, had a jersey, but Ken Reed finally brought him down. Good 3 yards downfield. Otherwise, if Wilson had him, it would have been no gain.
Right, and that's once again where your pursuit pays off. Wilson was able to slow him up, and then the rest of his teammates got there, because Sperling is not going to be handled singly.
Clock rolling, 2:20 to play here in the half. And a timeout going to be taken here by Wisconsin Lutheran.
Yeah,
They're first of the half. I know. Well, be sure to listen to the Wendy's Varsity Blitz Scoreboard Show Friday nights at 7 on Sports Radio 1250 WSSP. Get updates and scores from all the key high school football games in the area. It's the Sports Radio 1250 WSSP Varsity Blitz Scoreboard Show presented by Wendy's.
Wisconsin.
Mike is there tonight hosting his own show. That's all right.
Got tripped up there. Andre Gosh has been the defensive coordinator for Wisconsin Lutheran for a number of years, and he just does an outstanding job. His DBs always play pressure defense, man-to-man. Actually, Kirk Denoyer wondered if they even knew how to play zone anymore. But one of the adjustments they're going to have to make in that man-to-man is they're going to have to account for Fassbender. And now what they need to do is they've got to stiffen, because if Slinger goes in here, once again, you're down to perhaps a 1-point game, and the more Slinger believes they can play, the better chance they have for a victory.
Absolutely. That's with any team, really. If you stick around long enough, you're going to start to believe in yourself, and confidence is key. I've learned in this game, confidence and consistency will get you a long way, both the high school and college ranks.
Here's that bunch set to the outside once again by Slinger.
They'll toss it out to Sperling. Halfback option. Sperling wants to throw. Looking for Fassbender back of the end zone. Tip. Caught. Touchdown. Great concentration by Fassbender in the back corner of the end zone. Garner got a hand on it. Tried to knock it away. But Fassbender was right there using those rebounding skills from basketball to come away with the rebound and the touchdown.
Once again, I'll make an allusion to Monday night's game. There's one guy in there for the pass, surrounded by defenders, but he comes up with the ball. This time, however, rightfully so. Look at the concentration and the excellent hands.
You saw Garner got a hand on it. Jerry Duckworth was right there as well, but Fassbender stayed with it. They will go for 2 here. Try and tie this one up, but now they will take another time. Owls will take a timeout here.
You could always say you're not going to take those timeouts in with you. It's not going to be used the second half. So if you've got any question about what you're going to do, you might as well get the play set, make sure everybody's on the same page. By the same token, it gives Wisconsin Lutheran a little bit of an opportunity once again. How are we going to best defend this 2-point play?
Full house here tonight for homecoming in Slinger. But how about that play by Fassbender? His 4th reception tonight, as I said, coming in with just 6 receptions for 89 yards and his first touchdown catch of the year.
Right, and Wisconsin Lutheran, has been putting pressure. Merkus been able to get himself in position to launch that ball, and anything can happen now at this point. You've got just a shade over 2 minutes to go in the half. Interesting decision here. They're going for the 2, gives them the tie. Have to see how it plays out if somebody gets that field goal. What's your point differential? Every coach has got that little card, tells you what to do.
Well, I wonder if they know that Jansen Van Grinsman is not available to do the place kicking, and he is a finalist for that Kevin Stemke Award for the outstanding kicker in the area in the state of Wisconsin. I should say he's one of the semifinalists for that award. They'll go for 2 here to try and tie. Merkus rolling right. Again, dumps it off. Looking for Fassbender. Touch. The 2-point conversion is good. Again in front of Alex McDade, and we are tied at 14.
I know Coach Denoyer, obviously the end of the season comes up. You're voting for that all-conference team. I would imagine Fassbender's going to get Denoyer's vote. He's really put on a show here in the first half.
Nice sell job that time by Merkus. Again, great concentration on the part of Fassbender on the other end.
And the other thing you could notice, too, is how Merkus guided that ball in there. He didn't rush the throw. He felt confident, rolls out, and one of the keys we said early in the game for Wisco is, do you put some pressure on the quarterback? And the past couple times, he's gotten himself to the outside and he's free.
So the 2-point conversion knots this one up at 14 apiece. Merkus' second touchdown pass of the year. For Fassbender, his first touchdown reception and 2-point conversion.
Now this will be intriguing to see if we get yet another dribbler for a kickoff. if they're content to give him the ball in the 35 or 40 with those up guys catching it rather than risk having the long return. We'll see how this plays off for strategy.
Jacob Mason tees it up. Left foot boot. Again, we'll squib it down. It'll be picked up by Townsend across the 30, 35, stacked up there. That's as far as he will get. Host of Owls there to make the stop on Townsend near his own 35-yard line.
Once again, I guess they've made that decision. They'd rather take their chances there. It'll be interesting to see if Wisconsin Lutheran breaks out of their run-first mode here, or whether they'll try to give you a run, look, and then run a pass. I know every team that runs an option, they've got that halfback option pass as well. Maybe that'll get brought out at this point.
Well, they'll line up Wirtz here with the Bell in a slot here to the near side. Single back is Townsend with Evans working out of the shotgun. He'll pitch it to Townsend, flag down. Townsend trying to get the edge on the left side across the 45 and out of bounds there, but we have a penalty marker down here on the near sideline. Alec Maternowski with the usher job outside, out of bounds near the first down stick.
Yeah, there again, you kind of see Kirk DeNoyer's mind, how it works. We'll give him the look like we might throw, and then we'll go hit him with the option, try to get our guy freed up on the sidelines. But then the thing that drives most coaches nuts, here's the penalty. Bam, that play is for naught.
Take another look here as they run the option. Clear out that seam very nicely. Good blocking downfield by Treichel too, the flanker I should say, getting downfield, matching up his man. But the call is illegal formation.
Yeah, Treichel was the one touchdown that Wisconsin Lutheran got that excellent block on the outside. And once again, you can see players who are taught a system, and that's what Wisconsin Lutheran runs, a system. Everybody knows where he's supposed to be on a given play. Although last time somebody didn't know where they were supposed to be. They lined up incorrectly.
I think they left the right tackle exposed here on the near side. 1st and 15. Evans tries to pass, got rid of the ball. It's a fumble, it's loose. It's recovered by Wisconsin Lutheran. Very close to having that arm going forward. Aaron Maternowski got across the arm of Evans.
Matt Zeitler came up with that critical recovery. Otherwise, oh my, the game turns in a heartbeat for Slinger. Once again, you can see Slinger's confidence is coming up each and every minute.
Well, they'll just take their time here. I'm wondering now, with coming up 2nd and long here for the Wisconsin Lutheran, they might just turn around and try and hand this one off or get this ball just across the 20-yard line with time winding down here, although the Owls have 2 timeouts remaining.
You want to get out of here and regroup and get ready.
They'll give it to Bell. Bell across the 30 out to the 35-yard line. Nice strong run by Adia Bell. Derek Merkus brought him down at the 35-yard line. Pickup of about 18. They'll stop the clock with 54 seconds to go here in the half.
Talking with Coach DeNoyer during the week, I knew he was not looking past Slinger. But once again, he's 18 years experience. He knows what happens. Sometimes your players, they read the scores, they make the comparisons, and they decide ahead of time, how's this game going to go? And suddenly you get into the midst of the game, it's tighter than you expected it to be. Sometimes you don't quite respond to that the way you should. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens after halftime.
Well, facing a 3rd and 11 here. Bill Janklin, the head coach for Slinger. Fred Spaeth right there on his side there in the right. In the blue jacket.
Well, you made an interesting observation before the game, John, about how Coach Janklin, he embraced the past. You brought back Fred Spaeth. Some coaches might be hesitant to do that, but not in this case. And he said, I was smart. I got somebody smarter than me.
That's exactly what I don't know why more coaches don't do that. Clay Parker did that out at McWanago. I mean, he did not want to run away from all the great years out there that they've had under Hensler and his regime out there. You know, some coaches, though, they want to break clean, and it's their program. But out here, Jacqueline welcomed Spaeth back with open arms. 3rd and 11. Movement up front. It's just a mental cramp there on the part of Anthony Carver, the tight end, lined up in the slot here on the near side.
You know, I mentioned before that Wisconsin Lutheran is a precision team. Well, now there's been a little chink exposed, and now you start to have the pressure and you make those mental mistakes. Once again, Wisconsin Lutheran's an excellent program. Coach Neuer and his coaching staff, I'm sure, they're not yellers and screamers. They're going to go in, talk to these guys. Here's what we need to do to get this right.
Again, mistakes tonight. What's that? Their 5th penalty tonight, and shades of that Watertown game a little bit here with the mistakes here in this first half.
Oh yeah.
Delay here by the umpire. I think they're wanting to put some more time back up on the clock. There we go.
They had that .2 from 54.2 to 54. They made that adjustment.
So facing a 3rd and 15. 54 seconds to go here in the half. Tie ball game, but Vikings here moving backwards. Need to get the ball downfield. Bell in a slot here to the near side on 3rd and long, and Evans will keep it. Option pitch to Townsend. Townsend trying to get the edge left side, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down near the 44-yard line. Alec Marinowski brought him down there. Gain of 14. And it's going to be very close. We're looking going to be short by about a yard here for the first down. He was tackled inbounds as the clock continues to run.
Now that's the case. They got all but one of the yards, and there was Coach DeNoyer once again. Looked like we're in a pass formation. Something happened with the clock there.
Yeah, there was 30 seconds left, and all of a sudden it hit 0.
I know my eyes aren't very good. That's why I've got such thick glasses, but that flew by.
Put some more time back up. I think they're going to just keep time here on the field. But an exciting ball game here tonight. Slinger answering the turnover touchdown gift that they gave to Wisco on the fumble inside the 5-yard line, and they came right back. And Sean Fassbender so far bucking for player of the game status here tonight with 5 receptions, including a touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
Right, this is very interesting. You can see Coach DeNoyer waiting to call the timeout, letting that clock run down as far as he can. Slinger being out of timeouts. We'll see what he does, whether he's able to, how much time. There we go with 7.
He'll take the timeout here, facing 4th and a long one here. 18 years at the helm at Wisconsin Lutheran, Kirk DeNoyer. Dean of coaches out here. We talked about this impressive run they've had over the last 10 years.
Yeah, his
65 wins out of their last 69 conference games.
His conference record is outstanding. Over the years, I know they've had some real heated battles with Hartford. And as we mentioned earlier on, some of the other teams in the conference now are rising to their level. And I think you were mentioning that sometimes the Wisconsin Little 10 maybe doesn't get the notoriety that it should.
Correct. It's great football, and I think unfortunately, the media guilty sometimes of, hyping out the Greater Metro Conference. We know there's some great schools there. The Classic 8 out in Waukesha, very good schools out there. The City Conference, the Woodland and Southeast tend to get all the headlines, it seems like, but there's some great football out here between Hartford and Watertown, Slinger, Oconomowoc, Wisconsin Lutheran, and sometimes gets thrown to the back pages of the sports sections from time to time. 4th and 1 for Wisconsin Lutheran. They will get the first down as Bell will fight forward. Fassbender making the tackle on defense, going both ways tonight. Clock will stop with 2.3 seconds left, and now they'll get the clock set. They'll wind it down, and that will end our first half here in Slinger tonight. A special homecoming edition of our Thursday Night Lights, and it's a good one tonight. The game tied at 14 as the homestanding Owl fans give their team a standing ovation as it leaves the field here tonight. We're tied at 14, halftime in Slinger. Our anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Light Game of the Week presented by Wendy's. It's our Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Light halftime report, sponsored by Zero in Wisconsin, brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. We're tied at 14 here in Slinger. I tell you, great first half. Both teams, it's punch, counter-punch tonight.
I think, Slinger's Owls, their defensive coordinator, Jerry Weatherall, has got to be very pleased with how his unit's been playing. A little bit of bend, don't break. By the same token, I think Coach Bill Jacklin has to be really appreciating how well his offense has done.
It's our Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield My 24 Thursday Night Lights halftime report, sponsored by Zero in Wisconsin, brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. Halftime in Slinger. Once again, we head downstairs to Will Fuentes.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm down here with Brad Burns and Derek Barabee from First Bank Financial Center. They're going to talk about what's new. What's going on?
Hi, Will. We have a number of new things happening, and it's a very exciting time for First Bank Financial Center. First off, we'd like to thank the local high schools for supporting the local high schools and the athletes. First Bank's very excited and happy to do that. And also, we're very excited about we're opening a new branch in Grafton. In the next couple months, we'll have a new location there. We're very happy to be part of that community. Also, that will give us 11 branches to local service. We can bring local service to these communities to a full-service First Bank Financial Center. We have 2 new branches also that opened a couple months ago in Brookfield and Mequon that are doing very well, and we're very happy to be a part of those communities also. We also have Brad Burns with us, a local mortgage loan officer.
Hey, a lot of good things happening, as Derek said. Record low interest rates with record loan volumes. So that's a great combination for us at First Bank. Great opportunity for people out there listening. If you've not had a mortgage checkup yet, I would recommend this would be the good time to do it. We've got local lenders throughout the area that would be willing to quote the business, would welcome the opportunity to quote the business, and give us a call today, get that checkup done, see if you can save yourself a few bucks.
Hey, thanks, guys, for being a part of this special edition of Thursday Night Lights. Back to you guys up there.
Will, Brad, Derek, thank you all for our halftime interview. And again, we thank First Bank Financial Center being part of our broadcast, their 3rd season with us here on Thursday Night Lights. Halftime here, the Slinger High School Marching Band continues to perform here, and a tie ball game, 14 apiece. We'll take a break. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield homecoming edition of Thursday Night Lights, presented by My 24. This is our My 24 Thursday Night Light halftime report, sponsored by Zero in Wisconsin, brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. Sean Fassbender's late touchdown and subsequent 2-point conversion tied our ball game at 14 here in Slinger. And once again, we head back to the sideline and Will Fuentes with some special guests.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing by with some Slinger High School legends here. They've just been inducted to the Hall of Fame. Can you tell me your name and how you feel about being inducted to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Janine Emmer, graduating class of 2001. First of all, it's a great honor, especially standing next to these people. But, I mean, just coming back to Slinger and the warm welcome and seeing a competitive game tonight and just getting back involved into athletics has been a great experience.
So can you tell me what sport you played?
Yes, I did volleyball, basketball, track and field, and fast pitch.
That's amazing. How about yourself?
Hi, I'm Cassie Haynes, formerly Seibert. It's just great to be back here, see familiar faces you haven't seen in years, really. And again, like Janine said, it's a competitive game tonight, so just good to be back.
Cool. Can you tell me what sport you play?
Volleyball, basketball, track.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, good.
Can you tell me your name?
Sure. It's Rody Schneider. I played football and ran track and also played baseball here. So it's just really, it's like everybody's mentioned, it's great to be back. This school and sports at the school, they gave me a lot. So it's nice to see people and to be able to thank some of the coaches that had a real impact on my life.
Thank you. Right now we have a special guest along with the Hall of Fame inductee. He brought his coach along with him. Can you tell me your name and how you feel about being inducted to the Hall of Fame?
Don Held, I'm in class of 62. Just an honor to be included in this group. And one thing about being here tonight is 50 years since I graduated. I set the school scoring record in 62, and my coach is right here, Bob Johnson. And he was the coach. He was my coach in basketball. He coached me in volleyball, my Phi Ed teacher, and he got the inspiration for me to become a Phi Ed teacher. And I come back to Slinger and taught Phi Ed for 33 years, all because of Bob.
Bob, how do you feel about your ace being inducted to the Hall of Fame?
Oh, it's quite an honor to come back here. I was here for all those years, you know, and I had Donnie. I didn't know these other three individuals. I'd already retired, but Donnie here was way back when he was really a good basketball player, outstanding baseball player.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Bob. Well, hey, back to you guys up in the booth.
Well, nice job with the Hall of Fame inductees that have a little special ceremony over here at the golf club, I believe, after the game tonight.
They'll all be presented with their plaque and talk a little trash probably about some of their former friends, and at the same time they'll receive the due accolades.
Well, 14-14 tie here after one half of play as we take a look at some of our highlights of our first half, and very physical ball game as we thought. You look at Garber's taking it right up the middle, and as we said, took 4, 5, 6 white-shirted Wisco Vikings to get a hold of him, and there's the big slam that time by
Ken Reed coming in there, just blowing the play up.
Merkus on the roll that time, getting out of bounds, close to a first down on that particular play. Zach Evans handing it off to Townsend, who's getting pounded right at the line of scrimmage. Fassbender that time. There's that counter option play we talked about, that little pitch to Townsend, but again, well read by the Owl defense.
Now you see Sperling, the running back, getting in there as the linebacker.
Evans on one of his stronger runs of the night, picking up a first down on that option play to the far side of the field. And Bell getting stuffed on that particular play. Again, nice job by Garbers going both ways, playing linebacker and fullback.
Yeah, there was that play. You can see Bell standing there saying, "Where was my handoff?" So a little miscommunication.
Townsend off that pitch, taking it inside the 10 for a first and goal situation for the down to the 6-yard line. And here's the pitch to Bell for their first touchdown as he broke it to the outside. Got up a 7-0 lead at that point for Wisco.
Two good blocks on the outside by Townsend as well as number 80.
Bell can deliver as well as he can take, as he delivered the blow on the kickoff. And then the one-handed grab, one of the highlight reel grabs by Fassbender tonight, one of his 5 catches on the evening.
That highlight film will feature this game.
Nice patience on the part of Merkus to get the 2-point conversion there to Fassbender after he caught the touchdown. Went back of that end zone on a deflected pass. Wisco trying to counter, and again, coming up big on defense. Here's Sperling with one of his carries tonight. You can see how quickly he can change directions and cut it upfield. And he's so hard to bring down, that low center of gravity, Coach.
Right, he's nimble besides being powerful.
Fassbender again with a nice catch out of bounds. As we said, it's been his night tonight. Then on the halfback option, here's the tip pass for the touchdown. Watch this. Great concentration in the back of the end zone for the touchdown haul. Then the ensuing play for the 2-point conversion. Again, Merkus with the nice patience, able to lead him nicely for the 2-pointer.
To guess who?
Fassbender tonight, 5 receptions, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion. Bell, one of his stronger runs to close out the half right here. So we get a look at the numbers here, and pretty much what we expected, at least close, but Wisconsin Lutheran leading the rushing yardage.
Yeah, but you can see, total yardage, Slinger's been able to get that balance, even though neither team is piling up huge offensive stats. It's been a very competitive first half.
The 1 turnover leading to the Wisconsin Lutheran touchdown tonight. But other than that, Wisconsin Lutheran with 5 penalties in that first half. Got to get that cleaned up as well.
Yeah, that was a factor that really played into helping Slinger stay close and come back and tie the game in the second quarter.
Well, before we head out to our final commercial break here of the half, we'll take a look at the homecoming court being introduced here tonight. as it is a special homecoming edition of our Thursday Night Lights. Vikings and Owls in Slinger. We're getting set for second half action as the homecoming court makes their way in. Along with both teams, we'll be back with second half play right after this on My 24. Want to take this opportunity to thank the great folks at Milwaukee High Lift for helping bring these great pictures to you tonight. They provided the scissor lift for our cameras tonight, so for any aerial platform need, rental, sales, or service, call the great folks at Milwaukee High Lift or visit them online at MilwaukeeHighLift.com. Fassbender tonight with a pair of touchdowns and a two-point conversion is what I meant to say coming out of that break, but he's had one heck of a ball game tonight. He's been the difference tonight in this game.
Yeah, you talk about difference makers, and obviously everybody knows about Sperling and what he's done with the combination of Sperling eating up yardage on the ground and Fassbender making those key catches, and there you are with a 14-14 tie.
It's interesting, you look back to the keys to the game tonight, and Merkus has had time to throw the football, and that was one of your keys, get the pressure on the quarterback for Wisconsin Lutheran.
Yeah, get the pressure, and conversely, you see Slinger now, they got to make Wisco try to drive the length of the field, hope for some of those mistakes that slow them up. And once again, we'll see how things play out.
John Weiser, Terry Kelly in for the vacationing Dick Basham, but he's actually on a business trip, we call it. He's actually visiting out Colorado, former coach out there in Colorado.
Right, one of our former players, Jason Kahns, is one of the captains of the Air Force Academy team. Unfortunately, Jason is battling mononucleosis right now. He's going to miss 4 games. Another one of our athletes is the Jake Moreland, who's their tight ends coach. Played for us back in the 90s. Outstanding young man, and he's thoroughly enjoying his experiences there. So Dick, even though he won't get to see Jason play, he'll be able to meet with Jason as well as Jake and enjoy the mountains. I'm sure Dick will take a few pictures. He loves the camera work, and he does shoot some fantastic shots.
Big thank you to you for stepping in at Dick's shoes here tonight, and also to Will Fuentes stepping in for Mike McGivern doing his radio show tonight on Sports Radio 1250. That's why Mike is not with us this evening. Wisco to kick off to start this second half. Again, a low ground ball. Bounce over everybody. It'll be picked up by the J.D. Rollins, and Rollins trying to get the edge here, got to the 30-yard line, and that's it, as he was brought down by Justin Wilson. So the Owls with good field position, their own 30-yard line to begin our second half.
We'll see if Wisconsin Lutheran maybe tries to put a little bit more pressure on Slinger this half, maybe do a little bit more blitzing, try to disrupt them in their backfield, break that rhythm that they seem to have had.
Merkus at quarterback, Sperling, Garbers, Wiedmeyer, your backfield. And they'll give it to Sperling, and he'll fight his way forward for about a yard. Sperling with the 1-yard pickup. Ken Reed able to make the stop, the senior defensive tackle for the Wisco. You have Wilson, Ken Reed, Quinton Reed, and Alante up front. Kuski, Marshall, Adia Bell, and Jerry Duckworth, your linebackers, and the secondary of McDade, Garner, and Townsend for Wisco. 2nd and 8. Give is to Sperling again, hands a hole over the 35 out to the 36-yard line, short of the first down, be about 4 yards shy. Adia Bell out of his linebacker spot, able to make the stop.
Yeah, Slinger tries to keep pounding. They want to establish that running game. It's going to make their pass game a little bit more effective. We've probably got a situation here where they're going to feel they've got to put the ball up in the air. Have to see if Wisco decides to dial up some kind of blitz.
Again, remind you our Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online at my24milwaukee.com. 3rd and 4, play action option. They'll pitch it to Sperling. Gets to the boundary, breaks a tackle, gets the first down. That's the power of Sperling, able to stop on a dime and then cut it upfield. It was Garner and Squires who got there defensively, but took more than that to bring him down as Sperling picks up the first down.
Yeah, Wisco did blitz. I don't think they were so much anticipating the pass, but unfortunately they blitzed to the backside of the play. And as you said, you watch Sperling cut back, gain that little extra, yard on that little dip.
Had some injury problems the last couple of years, but is healthy this year and showing you what he can do. Sperling diving forward, may have gotten a yard, and that's it. Wrapped up immediately. Adia Bell coming in once again for the Vikings to make the stop. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 upcoming. Bell playing both sides and special teams tonight, and been a factor. Had a couple of hits on special teams, and had the one big run, the 17-yard run there at the end of the second quarter.
Does not get much rest, but obviously in tremendous shape.
And they'll go with that kind of half wishbone, half power eye look. They'll run the option. Merkus trying to get the edge, has some room. Merkus across midfield, gets out of bounds at the Viking 45-yard line. Gain of about 13 and a first down. Once again, Bell ushering him out of bounds on that far boundary.
Yeah, they had the corner from the get-go on that. Wisco was trying to take away that inside run, and before they knew it, Merkus had gotten himself to the outside with a pitchman as well.
Another First Bank Financial Center first down. First Bank Financial Center, our first down sponsor this season. First Bank Financial Center, discover the community bank difference. Owls into Wisco territory on their opening drive to start this second half, to the Viking 46-yard line. Gerber's the fullback. Met in the backfield, spun down for just a 1-yard gain. Just too much traffic up front that time for Gerbers to try and get any traction.
Yeah, Wisco filled all the gaps on that one and squeezed the hole down. And as a result, you've got yourself a 2nd and 9. Be interesting to see what does Coach Jacklin think he can do here. Will he be patient as he's been most of the game, or is he going to try to hit something here, turn the tide?
Ball resting at the 45 of Wisconsin Lutheran. 2nd down, 9. They'll send Gerbers in motion to the left. They'll give it to Sperling. Sperling, just a couple. That's it, down to the 43-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play for Sperling, the tailback. Again, sets him up 3rd and long here for the Owls.
Yeah,
good job defensively by the Vikings.
Wisco is becoming a little stouter here on defense. They know that they cannot let Slinger control the ball. They've already run off almost 4 minutes of clock so far this half.
Well, 3rd and 6 here for the Owls. Fashbender coming out, single coverage here to the near side. He's been the man of the hour tonight. They give it to Sperling, though. He'll try and bull his way up the middle inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Reed in on the stop for Wisco. It'll be short of the first down. And a decision time now for Jacklin and the Owls.
Right. And it looks like they're going to punt. I think they're going to try to play that field position game. And as we said, if they can make Wisco have to try to drive the length of the field, they hopefully can turn the field position around on them.
Well, they will attempt to punt here. This is Gerbers who will do the punting here from midfield. And they did not get it off. They'll take the delay here, I believe, and it'll be a 5-yard walk-off. This gives us a chance to remind you that Wendy's will be giving away a free Frosty to students who show their student ID when purchasing a combo meal at any of our participating Wendy's locations.
This is a case now where that punt returner, he's been instructed, no doubt as most returners are, you don't go back inside the 10. You let it hit, take your chances. We'll see how strong of a leg Gerber has.
It'll be Zach Evans standing at the 10. Got those heels firmly planted on the 10-yard line. It's a high snap. Gerbers brings it down. Short end-over-end kick. Everyone will get away from it. It'll bounce inside the 20 and down at the 18-yard line. About a 20-yard punt that time for the Owls, but inside the 20 nonetheless. And that's where Wisco will get it. Just under 7 minutes to go here in this third quarter in a tie ball game. First possession of the second half for the Vikings.
I'm sure Slinger wished they hadn't had that 5-yard penalty and they could have pinned him down a little nearer to the goal line. And so now we'll see if Wisco can get a little seam. That's what they hope to always do with this constant dive option, veer option, find the seam and break free.
Bell and Townsend the backfield behind Evans. And it's Evans on the keep, cuts it back across the middle 30. Out to the 35 and wrestled down at the 36-yard line. Alec Maternowski made the tackle. at the 35, gain of 16 and a first down.
Yeah, Maternowski, once again, that's a freshman out there being called upon to kind of hold the outside. The big guy, Erdman, he's trying to stop the inside portion of this option offense. So they're two underclassmen whom they're relying heavily on here.
Another first bank first down for the Vikings at their own 35-yard line. Evans option, pitch to Townsend right side. Fassbender on his tail brought him down at the 40, about a 5-yard pickup. Sean Fassbender, who started on offense, able to make the tackle here on defense.
As you mentioned, it's a 5-yard gain, and sometimes it doesn't look when you're running the option like you're gaining that much yardage. But you keep doing that 4 to 5 yard gain each and every play. Before you know it, you have marched down the field.
Gain of 4 sets up second. The 40-yard line here for the Vikings. Again, they'll try and run option, and Fassbender right there on the quarterback, Evans, and he'll bring him down for a loss back inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, DeNoyer's trying to get Slinger to over-adjust. They brought that man in motion across the formation, wanted to see if you could get a rotation, but Fassbender, this is a young man who's having a heck of he might be having a season tonight.
6'3", 206-pound senior. 2 touchdown receptions tonight. That time a tackle for no gain. Now sets up third and long here for Wisco. And they will give to Bell, and Bell driven back for no gain. Good stout Owl defense that time as they plug the gaps. Nowhere to go. Jackson Belkey leading the way defensively for the Owls on the stop.
We mentioned in the first half, when you don't see defenders lying on the ground and they continue to move with the play, you're going to have a defense that's going to be able to stop these long drives. And now here they forced Wisconsin Lutheran into a punting situation, and they don't have their regular punter.
Merkus standing deep along with Bjorklund for the Owls. Low snap. They get this one away. And nearly coughed that one up, diving for it that time was Merkus. Zach Evans in on the stop for Wisco, and we'll take our quarter break here. Tied at 14. Got a tussle brewing here in Slinger. 14 all, Slinger and Wisco. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield homecoming edition of Thursday Night Lights.
This has got to be the fastest moving game.
Hey, once again, it's time for our Wendy's Fan Cam. Presented to you every week by Wendy's. Wendy's, now that's better. The drill team from the Slinger High School Marching Band getting involved in our Fan Cam tonight. 1st and 10 Owls at their own 31-yard line following the punt. Sperling, a nice run out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Alex McDade there to make the stop. Gain of about 6, maybe 7 on the play. Just grinding them down here with Sperling.
Yeah, they slammed Sperling up in there, and there was 2 initial hits, and he still continued with his forward momentum. Grinds out over 6 yards, setting him up 2nd and short, which is where you want to be with this offense.
Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd and a good 4. Bjorklund will check in now for Maternowski for the Owls. So backfield of Bjorklund, Garbers, and Sperling. Sperling once again trying to go up the middle, and that time the defense closed in. Dan Squires collapsed that entire front down, making the stop for Wisco.
Right, and now you got to see, are they going to be able to do something where you fake that ball to Sperling, and does the quarterback continue on to the outside? We've yet to see him run a counter play. It's one of the things they might have to start to consider. Try to, once again, get a little more momentum.
3rd and 2. Will Merkus trying to get the edge. Late pitch to Sperling. Sperling will get the first down and out of bounds on the near sideline. A dangerous late pitch that time before he was finally brought down by Dan Squires. Merkus, the late decision to chuck that one off.
You know, Sperling's been invited to walk on at UW, and you can see, you know, they're looking for a good, hard-nosed kid. And, you know, he's much more nimble than you might think.
It's the first down at the 43-yard line, so the Owls retain possession here. As this third quarter moving by rather swiftly. 3:48 to go here in the third. Knotted at 14. From the 43, 1st and 10. Sperling collapsed, ran right into Reed that time, and Reed, with the wrestling move, drops him right to the mat. Let's head back downstairs to Will Fuentes.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Angela Riddleman from UW Washington County, and she's going to talk about some new things that are going on at the school.
Hi. Well, first off, this is our mascot, Willie the Wildcat, and I have a bunch of student ambassadors here, so we're very happy to be out here at Slinger High School. But some things that are new at our school, we have a fish fry frenzy coming up, and that's one of our best ways to raise money for scholarships. And we actually give out over 130,000 scholarship dollars a year. So if you can come to our fish fry frenzy, it's in November. You know, check our website for that. That'd be awesome. Some of the other cool things that we have coming up, we have a study abroad in New Zealand, and actually Michael is going to be part of that. He's looking very forward to getting out of Wisconsin and seeing what else is out there. So that's something that our college likes to do as well.
Is there any other degrees you guys just took on? Anything other special degrees?
Yeah, we just started through distance learning. So a student can come to our school and within 4 years finish their bachelor's of mechanical and electrical engineering through UW Platteville. So it's kind of nice that students can stay on our campus for 4 years and get an engineering degree.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for sharing that. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you very much, Will, and thank you, Angela. UW Washington County, part of our starting lineup sponsor tonight. We appreciate that. Second down. We'll call it 9 here for the Owls. The 44-yard line, Sperling diving across the 45 to the 46, and that's it. Gain of 2 for Sperling, brought down by Justin Wilson.
Right, you can see once again 75 kind of forced that play a little bit wider. The linebacker was able to flow over the defensive end, I should say. Justin Wilson put the final stop on it.
That was Quinton Reed, the freshman, 5'10", 280 on that defensive front, that forced that one out. So third down. Third and long here for the Owls. Their own 46-yard line. Showing blitz, here they come. Merkus under pressure, and down he goes back at the 38-yard line. Looked like Ken Reed was in there along with Eric Marshall for the sack.
You won't probably be able to see it on the replay as they sent the blitz, but they had double covered Fassbender that time. So one of the adjustments you made, besides sending 2 linebackers blitzing through there, they dropped back, double covered Fassbender, trying to make sure he didn't get in the way.
On weeknights, all of your favorite shows come together. It's Family Guy at 5, American Dad at 5:30, The Simpsons at 6, and Family Guy again at 6:30. It's Anna Mayhem, weeknights from 5 to 7, right here on My 24. Some clock issues once again. The clock showing double zeros. It's about the only thing that has not gone well here tonight. We've been welcomed very nicely up here with this Slinger crowd tonight, part of their homecoming, and watching their homecoming parade come through downtown Slinger today. And weather couldn't have been any better for a football game tonight.
All right, you realize that, you know, at halftime you've got close to 200 and some kids on the field
Yes.
with the band and the drum majors, etc. You've got 60 football players. You've got, you know, close to 30% of their student body is on the field. And you've probably got a good 60% of the student bodies up here in the stands. Tremendous atmosphere.
It's not that warm tonight, trust me. Fourth down and long, a punt here. Garbers will kick this one away. Again, Evans will let it hit the turf. He'll pick it up at his 25. First man missed. 30-35 to the near sideline and out of bounds, short of the 40-yard line. Joe Allen making the stop, and check out the Wendy's Varsity Blitz High School Football Coaches Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports Radio 1250 WSSP. Mike McGivern and soon to be inducted Hall of Fame coach Joe Cook will talk to a different coach and coaches each week. Saturday mornings at 10 on Sports Radio 1250 WSSP. Nice return for Evans out to the 39-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Wisco. 2:10 to go here in the quarter. This time, Evans will keep it on the fake across midfield and wrestle down short of the 45 of the Owls. Derek Merkis there to make the stop, but not before a gain of 14 and a first down.
The tight end sliding across then is that lead blocker. It gives two guys to go either side of the lineman blocking. Gives Evans that crease he's looking for. He's still got the possibility of a pitch man as well. See if he decides to pull that ball out, pitch it.
You've got Treichel and Carver split out there to the right side of the formation. Again, they'll fake to Bell. The pitch to Townsend right side. Has a blocker out there trying to gain the edge. Gets out to the 40. A good pickup of 5, maybe 6 on the play as the Owls tried to string that one out. It was James Bowden who made the stop for Slinger.
Did a nice job of playing off that block and still getting to the ball carrier.
Full forward progress down to the 38 of the Owls. A pickup of 8, 2nd down and 2 upcoming here for Wisco. Minute 15 to go in the quarter in a tie ball game. Evans play action, wants to throw, comes back near side, it's picked off. Great interception by Merkis that time. Stepping in front of Carver, the intended receiver, he read that well.
They were trying to run a little wheel pattern on that outside, and you know, Merkis, I suppose that ability as a quarterback to understand, you know, how the offense is going to run this play.
Well, he broke so nicely on that ball. He read the quarterback all the way. He knew exactly where that pass was going, intended for Carver. So turnovers even now at 1 apiece. The Owls get the football back at their own 27-yard line.
You know, Merkis also a basketball and baseball player, and you know, once again you see that multi-sport athlete. You know, too many guys nowadays making that choice to specialize. You can see all those skills work together to make him successful here, and vice versa in some of the other sports he gets involved in.
They'll pitch it to Sperling, getting the edge on the left side. Sperling across the 30, 35 out to the 37-yard line. Gain of 10 for Sperling. Caleb Kuski finally brought him down, but not before a pickup of 10 and another first bank first down for the Owls.
Chantrell Garner thought he had him dead to rights, and next thing he knew is Sperling had broken through his tackle, continued another 5 yards upfield.
Boy, would he look nice in the Cardinal and white next season, huh?
You know, the Badgers love the running game.
Yes. First down for the Owls at their own 38-yard line. Sperling again trying to work up the middle, stood up after a short gain of 1. Adea Bell right there making the play. A final 30 seconds here of this third quarter. We got an injured player down for the Owls.
Unlike last week, we had so many cases where we had players going down with cramps. You know, the only stoppages of play we've gotten tonight with players are a couple of cases where either gotten the wind knocked out of them, or in this case, I don't know whether he got his knee bent or if he is finding something else wrong here. The trainer's checking him out at the moment.
I believe that's Aaron Moosh, the center, down. 6'1", 240 pound. Part of the homecoming fun here tonight in Slinger. Special edition of our Thursday Night Lights tonight.
Can see him trying to get number 52, Logan Crummas, perhaps ready. I don't know if he's the replacement at center. Have to see if this affects that center quarterback exchange. You know, sometimes you bring in the new guy, he's not quite as quick on the snap, doesn't quite have the flow. And hopefully Aaron's going to be okay here. Walking a little gingerly.
Well, he makes his way back to the near sideline here. He'll get to the bench. Putting some weight on that leg. That is a good sign. 2nd and long, and again the clock going to run here. I believe the Owls will just be content to let this one run down. So our 3rd quarter coming to an end here in Slinger. Should be an exciting 4th quarter coming up. Our Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield homecoming edition of Thursday Night Lights presented by Wendy's on My 24. Got a good one going out in the Wisconsin Little 10 tonight in Slinger. Tied at 14 as we begin the 4th quarter. Terry Kelly and Will Fuentes on the field. John Weiser in the booth with you. 2nd down and 9 for the Owls. Their own 40-yard line. Merkus wants to throw. Has time. Going over the middle. Leaping attempt. It's intercepted. Went through the hands of Sprayberry, and it was picked off by Reed Getty.
Yeah, that's one of those unfortunate bounces that doesn't play your way. The old line is always, if you get your hands on it, you're supposed to catch it. And unfortunately, it was a little high, the throw. He went up, bounced right into Reed's hands. Now we're going back the other way.
2nd turnover tonight committed by the Owls. Sets up Wisco at their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Evans fakes to Bell, coming around the right side across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Gain of about 8 on the play, brought down by Matronowski.
8 quick yards. Now you get that 2nd and short. Gives you a few more options in terms of what you might run as a play. You'll notice Zach Evans runs over there all the time to check with Kirk Denoyer and get the idea of what he would like to see run this time.
Townsend and Bell the backfield. 2nd and short. It's Townsend with the call. Diving for that 1st down stick. Gets it to about the 50-yard line. Jason Erdman in on the stop. This season our penalty flags are being brought to you by Cone and Smith, your criminal defense team. People in the know to call Cone and Smith. And it was indeed enough for a 1st down. Another First Bank 1st down for the Vikings right at midfield.
I'm sure Wisconsin Lutheran would love to make this a time-consuming drive, not give Slinger another chance to get down there and grab the lead while they're trying to get their score set up.
Bell and Townsend. Evans will keep upfield inside the 45. Knocked down just short of the Owl 40-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play. Michael Garbers chipped him down that time as we take another look.
Yeah, this is a load option. Right away you see Bell is out there as a lead blocker. That's planned all the way. After he does that initial dive, he's going to take that ball, Zach Evans, and try to find that corner.
2nd and 1 from the Owl 41-yard line. Evans lost control. Ball is on the turf. Problem with that snap, but Evans came right back up with it. May have indeed picked up a 1st down here as Ian Marshall botched the snap that time. Not sure if he got the football or if it got short snapped that time by the center.
Yeah, I don't know. It's getting a little chillier, but it shouldn't be at the point where his hands are going to have a problem. So this 3rd and short.
They will mark it at the same spot at the 41, so 3rd and 1. Again, Townsend and Bell, your backfield. That's Bell. 1st down and more inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Matronowski and Fritz finally brought him down, but another First Bank 1st down for Bell and Wisco.
You can see that Bell is not a finesse guy despite all his speed. As he hits into the hole, starts to feel that contact, right away you're going to see him spin, turn, continue to try to work his way upfield.
So 1st and 10, Vikings. Ball at the 34-yard line. Another big hole for Bell inside the 25, down to the 20-yard line. 14-yard pickup by Bell. Matronowski once again in on the stop for the Owls, and now Wisco's starting to get some rhythm offensively.
Yeah, a little reverse pivot there and gave it to the trap inside. You start to see that initial movement to Slinger's right, and all of a sudden they're running back underneath them.
First down and 10 at the 20. Evans trying to get the edge on the left side, gets a block, gets inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line where he is ushered out of bounds there. John Sprayberry able to take him out at that point.
Once again, Treichel, the flanker, is out there working very hard to make sure he doesn't grab a hold of anybody. He keeps his hands inside on the numbers of that defensive back, giving his quarterback a chance to continue upfield. You have to be impressed with the blocking they get from their wide receivers.
Second down and 5 upcoming here. Ball at the 15-yard line. Evans on the pitch to Bell, or to Townsend I should say, met in the backfield and dropped. Good play defensively by Jackson Belkey. Got in there to disrupt the rhythm on that particular play.
Right, he got upfield so fast, didn't have a chance to react, and after he got that initial movement on him, he had Foshbender coming up to try to help out on the tackle.
Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click onto the Thursday Night Lights link. You'll find our schedule, complete game videos, and photos. my24milwaukee.com. Third down for the Vikings. And Evans again with the keep inside the 15, down near the 10-yard line. Should have enough for a Viking first down. It is indeed a First Bank first down, first and goal for the Vikings. Joe Allen brings him down.
Got almost 5 minutes gone now in this fourth quarter, and as Wisco continues to grind it out, they're not giving Slinger an opportunity to get themselves back in the game offensively.
Again, this set up by the interception. Second turnover tonight, trying to capitalize on that second turnover are the Vikings. First and goal from the 9. Tried the quick hit with Townsend. He is met right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And that reverse pivot, once again, they tried to get that short trap set up, and this time Slinger was waiting for it.
Yeah, Garbers was right there, was not going to be fooled. So it sets up second and goal at the 9-yard line. This is playing right in the hands of Wisco. They take as much time as they want here. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game, knocking on the door.
Have to see in the back of their mind, they've got to be thinking about whether they do have the kid who can kick the field goal if it comes down to that.
Evans fakes, keeps. Evans met at the 9, gets it down to the 8. A fistful of towel that time by the initial defender. It was Garbers who brought him down. Allen got the towel off the waistband that time. That's all he could get off of Evans.
He was angry he didn't make the tackle, but he slowed him up enough to give his teammate a chance to come in there. All right, this is a pivotal play in that it'll probably determine whether you're going to have Wisco try to kick a field goal if they don't get it on third down, get the yardage, or if they get a good gain, will they try to jam it in?
Townsend and Bell, the backfield, third and goal from the 9. And penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. Got a false start penalty on the Vikings. That could loom big here. Our Conan Smith penalty flag for a false start.
Now come up with that third and long. We'll have to see what Coach Neuer thinks might be the key to making this work. Is he going to try to go for position, get that ball into the middle of the field to try to kick a field goal? Or does he think he has a way perhaps of getting Evans to get loose?
Well, Jansen Van Grinsven, who is normally their place kicker and a Kevin Stemke Award semifinalist here in the state of Wisconsin, not available tonight due to injury, so we'll see how this plays out. Again, Townsend and Bell split behind Evans. Man in motion coming to the near side is Carver. They want to throw going over the middle, caught, touchdown, Wisco.
Tremendous throw by Evans. He just really gunned that ball in there.
Treichel able to catch that dart coming over the middle, just running a skinny post. It was Sprayberry on the defense, but a lot of steam on that pass by Evans, and Treichel with the touchdown reception, his third of the season.
Treichel and Bell have been the outstanding pass receivers for Wisco so far this year, but we're only talking about guys having 7 catches for Treichel, 10 for Bell, but there's the critical one they needed.
And the kick is blocked, and they'll come up short. 20-14 your scores. We head into a break. Blocked by Erdman. 5:11 to go in the fourth. Back with more of this exciting contest from Slinger. Wisco on top. A homecoming edition of Thursday Night Lights on My 24.
Leave the door open.
$13 points off of 2 turnovers tonight. The difference in this one thus far. 5:11 to play, 20-14 in favor of Wisconsin Lutheran.
Not having your regular kicker perhaps makes for a little bit of a problem as well. They've left the door open for Slinger. It's going to be interesting to see if Slinger can push their way through and grab this victory at homecoming.
Grant Maddock will tee it up. Sperling and Wiedmeyer standing deep. They're going to try an onside kick, and it's covered up immediately. Nice job by the front man. Came up with that 64. That would be Andrew Janis, a senior, 5'7", 200 pound. Found the football and went in the turtle immediately.
It's one of those things that you'd have to look again. Was that on purpose or accident? I didn't get a chance to see whether the Wisconsin Lutheran kickoff team was headed right for that spot, trying to knock them off the ball, or whether they mishit the ball. A gamble looks great if it works. It misfires, then you start asking yourself some questions.
From their own 48-yard line, 1st and 10 Owls. Single back is Sperling. He'll get the toss. Tries to cut it back against the grain, got to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Good defense that time by the Vikings. Dan Squires was right there. CW18 is TV to talk about, and this fall a new hero will rise. Don't miss the new show on everyone's radar, Arrow. That's Wednesdays at 7. Then the Winchester brothers battle their own demons on Supernatural at 8. 2 action-packed shows saving the world one Wednesday at a time this fall on CW18. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for Slinger. Sperling again. Moving the pile out across midfield. Got to the 49 of Wisco.
Now they tried that first play. They tried that bunch formation again, trying to get them outnumbered to the outside and get Sperling around. They really haven't had much success on that other than one play. So now they're back into trying to pound it up the middle and see if they can just get Sperling to run over a couple of people to get that first down, get them down the field.
Ken Reed in on that last stop for Wisco. 3rd and long now for Slinger. Play action. Merkus wants to throw, dumps it out, completes the pass. Garbers with the catch, and he's close to a first down, should have it. Let's see where they mark him.
He found himself kind of backing up to make that catch.
Squires made the tackle, and Garbers is slow to get up. Michael Garbers, the senior fullback, getting some interest at the D3 college level coming into this season. Looks like he's going to be just a little bit shy of the first down. Not sure if he fell on the football or not. They're taking a look at him on that far side. Let's get another look here. Good play action that time to Sperling. Looked like he may have came right down on that shoulder, but in the meantime, let's head downstairs to Will Fuentes. What do you have?
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Mike Evans, former president of the Slinger Gridiron Club. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
Good. Can you tell me a little bit about the youth football program?
Be happy to. We're very fortunate here in Slinger. We've got a very active youth program of about 200 kids, and Coach Jacqueline at the varsity level is doing a great job of integrating everything between the varsity and the youth level, and we're hoping to grow some football players to send up to his program.
Okay. I hear you guys have a new turf project in the works.
Yes, we've got a new program called Operation Field Goal, where we're trying to put field turf in on our field. We're very limited here in Slinger with green space, and with 200 youth kids and a frosh JV and senior varsity program, it takes a beating on the field, and so we're trying to put something in because it'll be a cost savings measure for the school and also benefit a lot of people in the community and the football players.
Okay, so how can people donate?
They can go to our website, which is www.slingergridiron.com, or contact Slinger High School, the athletic director, Dan Carias.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Operation Field Goal, and we were talking about that before the game, Coach. They're not that far away from raising the final funds needed for that field turf.
I think we heard it was about $150,000 short. They've done, some excellent work preparing the way for it. Seems to be the way so many schools are going. Just so you've got versatility on what you can do on that field, and weather does not become the huge problem that it used to.
It'll be 4th and inches for Slinger at the 41-yard line. They will go for it here. 9 men in the box. Merkus will keep. The pile moves forward. Did he get enough? All going to depend on the John Madden call here, right? Right foot, left foot?
Wisco signaling that they think there was a fumble. I don't know if that's wishful thinking or fact.
Officials in to unpile. Starting to say this is one of those situations if John Madden brings up right foot, left foot spot, right? Let's see. I'm going to bring the chains in one more time to take a look at this.
Looked like Adia Bell was trying to convince the official he might have mismarked that.
I'm going to say from where I'm sitting here, Coach, that looks like a first down by the nose of a football.
Well, my vision being what it is, I'm trying to just make sure I spot everybody out in the field, so I'm not going to even hazard a guess here.
We'll stretch it out, and indeed, by the length of a football, it's a first down for the Owls. They'll keep possession here, trailing by 6 with just under 3.5 minutes to go.
The clock becomes a little bit of an issue here. In the one sense, Slinger would like to take it down to that last minute, get the score, kick the extra point, go home the winner. But I'm sure Wisco is figuring they've got to do something here to stem the tide.
Merkus will roll out. He'll keep it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Good defensive read. Eric Marshall that time stayed right with him. Had some help in there as well. Coming up with him was Reed Gated that time, that working with him in tandem for no gain. And under 3 minutes to go here in Slinger. A missed extra point by the Vikings looming big here. 2nd and 10 from the 41. Sperling, Garbers, along with Bjorklund in that backfield. Sperling gets the call, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage. Good job, Adia Bell in there almost immediately to bring him down for just a 1-yard pickup.
He slashed in there, got him from behind, tripped him up. Now you've got that 3rd and long. It's obviously going to be 2 downs, 4-down territory. Slinger will be going for it no matter what, but you can see the versatility of Bell.
This time they'll work from shotgun here with that 3-man backfield. Bjorklund, Garbers, Sperling. Merkus wants to throw. Near side. Jump ball. Incomplete. Looking for Sprayberry. He and McCade were locked in hand-to-hand combat down the sideline, and it goes incomplete.
Landed on his back there, and whether he knocked the wind out or if he's actually injured his lower back, we'll see in a moment. We hope that goes that way. When you look at the lineup, they were actually in. They still had the Y bone with the quarterback there. And initially you'd say to yourself, okay, wait a minute, they're taking away their pass options. But they had 2 backs that were able to slip out so quickly into the seam, and if you're not covering. And once again, we told you that Coach Gosh does an excellent job teaching man-to-man defense, and so they were able to stick with him.
Sprayberry up under his own power, the senior for Slinger. But now it becomes a 4th and 9 from the Wisco 40, and they want to talk about it. Timeout taken by the Owls here. Look through that entire roster of plays and try and find something that can get you 9.5 yards here.
Yeah, Wisco's going to have to make that choice. Are we going to come and bring pressure, or are we going to drop people back and try to cover? There's a couple different schools of thought. Just when you think you've got the one worked out in your mind that's going to cover it, it can turn the other way rather quickly. So far, they haven't put that much pressure on Merkus. They've been trying to do it with coverage. Fassbender has come up with a couple of big catches, so I don't know if they'll take that shot, try to get Bell to come in, get a little slant move by the lineman and cut Bell behind him and get that pressure.
Fred Spaeth doing all the talking there. The one-time coach out here, Hall of Fame member himself, brought back by Bill Jacklin onto his staff. And they're all in agreement on what they want to run here on 4th and 9 from the Wisco 40-yard line. Again, it's a 6-point ball game, minute 51 to go.
Now they brought Aaron Mishes back in at center. He got himself taped up. It was an ankle, obviously. So we're ready to roll. And then here, as they say, here comes the game.
All hinges on this play. 4th and 9 from the Viking 40. Now timeout taken by Wisco. They saw the offensive set. Kirk DeNoyer now will rotate in the defense he wants for this particular call.
Yeah, by formation, Slinger wasn't doing anything differently. They had a split in, but they still had that Y bone in the backfield. So I don't know if he had something cooked up, and now he's taking a good look and said, wait a minute, this might not be our best matchup.
So back-to-back timeouts taken here. Again, Wisco at 5-0, 4-0 in conference. Slinger 3-1 in the league, 3-2 overall. So this has a bearing on the conference race out here in the Wisconsin Little Ten.
You know, we talk about Slinger looking for that elusive 4th victory. I'm sure they'd love to pick it up tonight. Still have 2 games in front of them, able to build on it. And why don't you get a chance to play for the conference title? Maybe coming into tonight, nobody gave them that much of a chance. But Slinger has said to themselves, okay, we're here. Let's see what we can do.
So once again, 4th and 9 from the Viking 40-yard line. Sperling, Garbers, and Yorkland in the backfield. Play action, they'll roll Merkus out to his right. Under pressure, gets rid of it. Ball up for grabs. It's tipped through the hands of Fassbender and goes incomplete.
Once again, you saw that they took their safety, slid him over the top to get double coverage on Fassbender. And then how close they came. It bounced off the hands, and there was Fassbender.
Let's get another look here at who may have tipped that football. Tell if that was.
You had Chantrell Garner. Chantrell Garner got over there as well.
Would have been Caleb Kuski, number 34, the strong safety for Wisco. Got a hand on that in front of Fassbender. So now, 1st and 10, Wisco taking over on downs with a minute 45 to play. They got, what, 2 timeouts left, Coach, for Slinger?
I think Slinger has 2 left.
They'll have to burn them here. Evans fakes to Townsend, gets around the edge, across the 40 out to the 43-yard line.
He stumbled a bit coming out of center, and it came close to putting that knee down.
Matt Ternowski made the stop for the Owls, and the clock continues to run here. Minute 35 to play. Got to believe if they can stop them here, they'll take a timeout.
Yeah, they'll take that, and then they're going to have to buckle up for the 3rd down play so that they really can force a punt.
2nd and 7 facing the Vikings here from their own 43. Evans in under center, Townsend and Bellier backfield. Evans again will keep it. 1st down across midfield to the Owl 45. That's your ball game right there for Wisco. Matt Ternowski brought him down, but a fresh set of downs here with just over a minute remaining.
Like we said before, you concentrate so much on stopping Bell and Townsend that you sometimes leave Zach Evans unaccounted for, and then he bites you.
Well, you talked about it, his maturity at the quarterback spot, from just the difference from last year to this year.
Wisco was an extremely young team last year, and they got themselves all the way to the state championship game. And as you mentioned, I imagine that burns on them a little bit. They lost to an excellent West De Pere team. I'm sure they want to have their chance to get back there and establish themselves as the state champion.
This time they'll hand it off to Townsend. Townsend diving across the 45. Slinger will take a timeout, stopping play with 38 seconds to go. In on the tackle was Jason Erdman. He's had a fine night tonight for the Owls.
With only one timeout left, I think you'd have to say this game's over. And Slinger has really accounted for themselves well. When Coach Jacklin said, he wanted to see just how big of a step they could take tonight. Well, I think they've taken a very big one, and you hope that the fellas don't feel depressed about this game, and they can look forward to those last two games and grab that victory number 4, get themselves into the playoffs.
2 turnovers tonight, 13 points off of those turnovers, really the difference.
Yeah, and they talk about, if you want to check statistics, don't always look at first downs, don't always look at the total yardage. Take a look at how many turnovers you give the other team.
Fumble inside the 5-yard line led to the first Viking touchdown, and then the intercepted pass here at the 30-yard line sent them on a 70-yard drive to take the go-ahead lead here.
Now Wisco knows they've been in a very tough game tonight. Coach Denoyer had a lot of respect for what Slinger had done, and I'm sure he's grateful to get out of here with a win.
Evans will give to Bell. Bell near the 40-yard line. Erdman wraps him up, and Slinger will take their final timeout.
They're letting a lot of time run off the clock here. The referee signaled for the timeout. You'd figure the home clock would not let that time evaporate, but I'm sure they'll be talking about an adjustment here in a minute. I don't think Coach Neuer is going to complain, however.
It didn't start right away might be the issue. That's why Kirk Denoyer is out.
Yeah, maybe it wound up evening out. We didn't start it, and then we didn't stop it.
So the officials will huddle up and discuss. Is that song by the Rolling Stones, Time is on Our Side?
I won't sing any of that.
No, I won't either, but...
People say I had a face made for radio, but I'm not sure I even have a voice
made
for radio.
I'm living that dream, big guy, let me tell you. Homecoming night tonight. Very exciting night here for the Slinger faithful. And did not disappoint. Great ball game here from both teams. Foshbender tonight was outstanding with his 5 receptions, including a pair of touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Evans here late. Boy, his moxie at quarterback tonight leading the way for Wisconsin Lutheran.
Yeah, he is the leader of this team. You talk about who might be the stars. Well, you need that leader, and that's what Zach Evans gives them, is tremendous leadership.
He's also a finalist for a postseason award. He's a semifinalist for the Dave Craig Award for the Outstanding Quarterback in the state of Wisconsin, again by the Wisconsin Sports Network. That list came out this week, the 25 semifinalists for those positions. Well, Evans will take a knee, not much Slinger can do. Well, the Owls put up a fight, but you have to point at the bottom of that stat sheet. The 2 turnovers tonight led to this one, and 13 points off of those turnovers, and the Vikings will go to 6-0, 5-0 in league play. The Owls will fall to 3-2 in the Wisconsin Little 10, and 3-3 overall. But they put up a fight tonight. Wisconsin Lutheran was in a tough one all the way through until the final possession here. Your final tonight, 20-14 in favor of Wisco. We'll step out, take a break, back with our post-game awards and some final words from Slinger right after this, our special homecoming edition of Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights presented by Wendy's. (20-14) your finals. The Vikings go to 6-0 on the season, and we head downstairs to Will Fuentes with our trophy presentation.
Hey guys, we're down here with the winning team. Hey coach, congrats on the win. How do you feel about that?
Well, it was a hard-fought win, and we're excited to be going home with a win.
There we go. Hey, was the home crowd team or the home crowd a big difference in the game?
I don't know if it made a difference, but they had a lot of enthusiasm and they played real well.
Okay. How do you feel about the Wisconsin Little 10 League Conference?
Well, I think it's a good league. We have to battle every week, just like we did tonight.
Here's the trophy, Coach.
Thank
Congrats.
You.
Eric Marshall, recipient of the trophy from Coach Kirk Denoyer. As I said, 6-0 now on the season, 5-0 in the league, and it was the Ryan Treichel touchdown late here on a crossing route, taking advantage of the interception, scoring 13 points tonight off turnovers. The difference in the game, truly the difference.
Right, excellent catch by a guy who had been making the living doing the blocking to help those guys get to the outside, and he gets to make the touchdown reception, and Zach Evans throws him an excellent ball, really zipping it in there.
We'll take one more break, back with a final word from Slinger right after this. An exciting one here tonight in Slinger, won by Wisconsin Lutheran as they hang on to knock off the Slinger Owls 20-14. Time for our players of the game. We start first with Wisconsin Lutheran.
Zach Evans was able to not only run the ball, direct the offense, but also throw that winning touchdown pass. Really kind of was the guy who managed this game so well.
Zach Evans, our player of the game for Wisconsin Lutheran, for Slinger High School tonight.
Well, I don't think this was going to be too hard. You'd want to take Sean Fassbender. Guy cuts 2 touchdown passes, a 2-point conversion, plays well on defense. I would imagine it's a shame he's not homecoming king. I mean, he did it all.
5 receptions tonight, a pair of touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion for Sean Fassbender, our player of the game from Slinger. Zach Evans from Wisconsin Lutheran, and Sean Fassbender, the tight end defensive end for the Slinger Owls, our players of the game, presented by Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. Well, next week we step out to the Classic 8 Conference. Our Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Thursday Night Lights returns to Thursday night. We head to Waukesha, Arrowhead, and Waukesha West. Warhawks and Wolverines next Thursday at 7 here on My24.
Well, we know Arrowhead has been rolling along this season, and Waukesha West isn't quite as strong as they've been in the past. But Coach Rux out of Waukesha West has put together an unbelievable program the past 3-4 years, and I'm sure he'll have his team ready to take on the Warhawks.
Arrowhead and Waukesha West next Thursday night. Thanks to Will Fuentes pinch hitting for Mike McGivern, Terry Kelly stepping in for Dick Basham, and for our entire My24 crew, John Weiser saying good night from Slinger. Wisconsin Lutheran a winner by 6 over the homestanding Slinger Owls. Until next Thursday, have a great week, everyone.